Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today I'm making a video for the DBOG community or people who have never played DBOG before. Now, this game has gone through many reworks and revamps, and there's some stuff I want to talk about today, so stick with me. First things first, we're going to talk about some stuff to get ready for and how to get prepared for the brand new update that's going to be dropping this year. I mean, not this year, but like in a couple days, because, well, yes, this year and a couple days, because freaking it's January. This was like out of the blue. They say late January. It's about to be the end of January. Like we're about to get a real update about the Boo Saga and what should you expect? What should you be ready for? And let's talk about it. So, we'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about the roadmap too, because I do want to discuss the roadmap because I know the roadmap is very important to people who want to know about the future of the game. And I've never seen them do a roadmap before, and this is like it's a little exciting, but also I hope that I don't get my hopes up because man, I love this game. It's been with me since like a couple years now, but freaking man, I'm scared, man. I'm scared. Okay, so let's talk about it. First things first. Races. There's some races that are probably going to get some updates for sure. And I can tell you three that are going to get guaranteed updates. At least coming this update. First things first, obviously, it's going to be the Saiyan race. The only reason I say this is because if you're a Broly fan, the legendary Super Saiyan is going to get an update, and it has to do with one of the storylines for this update. So if you guys love thematics, y'all love being very theme based, and y'all love Broly, especially Z Broly, y'all are going to want to get a Saiyan leveled up and get it its legendary form as soon as possible because with this, we're getting Broly's second coming storyline. It was in the trailer, and that's super dope. And I can't wait to see how that looks, or if it makes any changes to the race itself. But Broly's second coming, that looks so good, and I can't wait to see what moves they give Broly from that movie, and that's very important. Now, another one is going to be Majin. Majins. If you like, obviously, I think most people do have like a Majin slot because Majin is so OP. But if you guys have never made a Majin slot before, this is definitely the time to do it because Majin slots are like super good and super broken, but only if you have like a really good friend or if you actually are good at PvP. Because I'm gonna tell you now, if you're a newbie and you decide to absorb somebody else, expect to throw hands with that person. Some people are on site about that stuff, man. And especially if there's just people trolling, like I've seen plenty of people trolling, they love jumping people for no reason. And if they catch you on like Earth 1, they'll just beat you up and all of a sudden you lost your absorption. So do take this very seriously and with a grain of salt at the same time that Majin is definitely going to get some updates this patch. Hopefully it's form based too. I know there's going to be a couple forms being added this patch, but let's see. We'll talk more about that in the roadmap. Next is going to be Half Saiyan. Obviously, Half Saiyan has not gotten their legendary form yet, and this is the update to do it. If they don't get their legendary form this update, I'm going to lose my mind because, this is Ultimate Gohan's final state, bro. This is Ultimate Gohan, Goathan. And, this is, I can't wait to see it, man. I have my Half Saiyan already ready. I have my Half Saiyan leveled up. But, besides that, let's go ahead and talk about the roadmap next. All right, now we are on the next one, which is going to be the roadmap. I know a lot of people were very excited to actually see a roadmap, and especially so much coming in the first quarter of the year. And like, if you're someone who's a fan of DBOG, this is like out of the blue. This is way too crazy because normally they've been getting progressive updates for the past couple years, major changes to the game and stuff like that. And normally they've taken a long time to do because they want to revamp, overhaul, all that stuff because, the game needs to update. Same thing that Blocks Fruits does, same thing that other games do. They need to get updated. They need the code needs to be updated, all that stuff. And so far it's been pretty crazy. So let's talk about the first quarter January update, which is going to be coming by the end of this month. Boo Saga update, brand new map, which we did see in the trailer, brand new fighting styles, of course, brand new mentors, skills, forms, quests, and raids. Now, I do think when they talk about forms, we're talking about maybe this is just me, thinking about it. But what about a form for Broly's second coming? Broly's second coming had a whole different super legendary Super Saiyan transformation that was more fine tuned than the original. The original was like a lot more like bulky, aggressive. This one was a little crazier and more just like way cooler in my opinion. If you haven't seen Broly Second Coming, totally watch it on like any anime site that you got. Um, but then of course we're gonna get Ultimate Gohan. They did show that in the trailer, and we might get something from Majins. Let's see what happens next. Now, of course, this also comes with a new raid. I hope this raid has to do with Kid Buu, or probably has to do with Buhan, something like that. I think fusion is definitely going to be one of those main things. So if you don't have fusion yet, this is mainly something that you should do. If you do not know how to get these things, totally just ask me in the comments. Or if I haven't covered it in a video, I'm going to be posting my videos in the description below. So you guys can take a look at the most updated, guides to the game, whether that come down to combat or progression. And we'll talk about that real soon. Um, Otherworld expansion, of course, with raids coming the Otherworld expansion. We got balancing. Balancing is very important. This game, believe it or not, is very balanced compared to most Dragon Ball games because of the fact that earlier moves don't end up getting to that same scale as later moves in the game. But I honestly hope they change this at some point in the future because I would love to use this one hand Kamehameha in more end game, in the end game. It's crazy that we can't use these really cool moves in the end game or like Galaxy Breaker or something like that because freaking after you kind of get past Earth 1, they fall off and they just don't do enough damage and it's very sad to see. But that's just, my opinion as someone who's played the game forever. February, March, ranked overhaul, return to clans, game modes, slight combat changes, and Valentine's Day event. That's going to be interesting. Probably going to happen more mid March, maybe early March, but let's see how this goes. Because this first patch, obviously, after the first January patch does come out, there's going to be bug fixes, changes to happen, like last second changes that are probably going to take a week or two to get done, maybe even the entire month of February before seeing anything in March. But let's see how fast the dev team actually is this time. We got Daima content coming, world raids, NPC improvements, and overhauled Namek, which I think is going to be amazing because if they overhaul Namek, that means we could probably get a faster track to the final area, which is going to be, the final zone. Whatever that be, because it might be space, it might be the Buu Saga. We'll have to see how they do that. But whenever it comes down to it, an overhaul on Namek means brand new new player guide, and it might even speed up the progression of the early game, which I hope actually happens. And NPC improvements, I would love to see NPCs actually fighting like players. I get so bored sometimes whenever they actually suck, but we'll see what happens. Um, Grabbed next is the second quarter where we're going to get the paths update, the several forms added to the game, form mastery overhaul, which I hope is more unique than it is now. Gravity chamber rework, which I hope is nerfed because gravity chamber just is pay to win. Let's be honest. If you guys don't know what the gravity chamber does, you just spend some money. Now you have access to even more stats. All you have to do is just practice with them, and that's it. And I don't think that's like it just gives you a crap ton more stats and makes you stronger than everyone else in the game. Forms or no forms, you're just much stronger. And then a quality of life update. So I don't know what they mean by QLL, like quality of life. Maybe it's probably going to be just something that they change over time, and we'll see what happens. Because I think that if there are going to be any quality of life updates, it's going to have to happen about all these previous updates. So I think this is more of like one of those things that's like quote unquote quality of life or just minor changes to everything from this original update. So I would stay tuned if you're someone who likes to wait until like later on or like you wait until this update, then you're probably going to want to come back and see what quality of life changes they made to this previous update, and we'll see what happens. All right. Well, I'm very excited. I hope you guys are very excited. Let's see what happens next. Yeah, let's see. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna start working on a Majin slot, I think. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy and peace.